Hello, in this video I'm going to talk about the Commodore mode and a couple of things you can do in it. Now, I've recently added some of these brushes to make it easier to make some nice gradient effects. So you can basically plop these down. If you hold down shift, it will attempt to snap to the shape of the size of the object. So you can add those in now. You should really fill the background with a colour first, so all you want to do is just right click one of these. So you assign it and then right click, and it's going to add a colour. Then left click for your colour you want to paint over, and as I paint I'm holding down shift. Okay, so you can do nice gradient effects here. There's a lot of generic patterns that you would use such as this one. You can use this to get a nice gradient at the side here, and if you flip this way you can do the other side. So eventually you can build up more complex looking colours and things. So this one here will basically just dot every so often, so you get a nice little colour mix there. And eventually, once you've built this up, you can add more details where you need them. Okay, so a cool thing you can do in this is you can actually capture some information, but what I like to do is I like to paint in black and white, and the reason for this you'll see in a second. So I'm just going to paint a shape like this, and I'm just going to miss a couple of pixels and then paint in black. Now it's really hard to see it in this screen, but if I add a grey background, you can see I've got a little white shape and a little black shape. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick what's on this layer. I'm just going to right click to see, yeah, so that's everything that's on this layer. And if I'm going to capture this without the background, I will just want to check capture current layer only, right? And then I'm going to capture this area. Oh, let's do that again. I missed a pixel. Let's just click this and it will reset the brush. Right, I just want to do like that, that's fine. And as I paint, you can see I can paint this shape everywhere. Right, but it doesn't really stop there, because what we've got access to now is making these tones different. So if I make this background here, it's going to bake everything down. Let's try that again. Yep. Okay, and what I can do is I can click on this third notch here, or use the mouse wheel, or press D, and it's going to switch to this mode where it's going to replace white with this colour, it's going to replace black with this colour. So I'm going to right click for this and left click for this one, and now what I'll get is I'll have a little shape that I can either kind of paint like this, it's kind of handy, or if I hold down shift I can plot a lot of these down, make a nice pattern. What I can also do is if I now press 8 a few times, so I'm going to press 8 on the number pad 8 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've made a little offset. I can do that again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you can actually see it's offsetting the sprite as I brush with it. And I'll do the other way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now what I've got is a new pattern. So I'm just going to capture a piece of this. Just click here to reset that brush. Oops. Okay, I'll just capture under it. Okay. So I just want to capture the same kind of area. So I've gone to that yellow bit there, so to there, and that should be a repeated pattern. Right. So if I clear that layer, I'll just bake everything. And now I can paint with this pattern everywhere. And I can get the eraser, choose just a regular brush, start getting rid of the little bits I don't want. Okay, another cool thing I can do is I can put on the lock pixels. I'll choose one of these, I'll choose this one, I'm going to paint in black, and I'm just going to hold down shift as I paint, and it's just going to tint, not really tint, but it's just going to checker over these areas. So imagine this was a flag or something, and this is a little dark area here. Right, it is fairly generic at the minute, but you can make some changes. Oops, just moving the UI around. So I'm going to choose that and a few dots here. But I'm using these dither patterns that you often see, and whether you like it chaotic or ordered is up to you. I've seen many artists go for a kind of ordered look, where they use very organized checker patterns like these, and maybe a mix of a little bit of noise and randomization here and there. Okay, and then I'll do the same with white. Let's just add this one first. So I'm doing a little highlight. Now I know I'm staying within the 4 colours within a certain range, so I just need to be careful with that I don't go any more. I could use that yellow to some advantage. It's a lighter tone. But I'll go ahead and use this one first. And let's take the yellow one. I can paint over some of that blue area, and that would lighten it up. And there we go. So you've got this kind of flying carpet looking, it's almost like textile, but that's how easy it is to make shapes in Blitpaint and make them tileable, and you can make them snap around and things. So I hope you enjoy using that, and I look forward to see what you make. Thank you, bye.